Ambition is overrated. What do I mean by this? Well, I'm nearly 30 and I have realised in the past couple of months to a year that I've been lied to this whole time. What do I mean by that? I mean, ambition is something we're told is super important, something you always have to strive for, like you always have to be going towards something. And don't get me wrong, having goals is great. It's great to be able to hit something and you're proud of yourself. Like, that's a really good thing to have. But ambition is so glorified by society, where it's like we live in the age of side hustles, and the more productive you are, the more successful you're seen to be. It just doesn't really stop though, so you're constantly going, and you don't really get any time to sit and reflect about where you're actually going. You're just accumulating stuff on the way. And it's great to hit your goals, but when does it end? When are you just content and happy? When is enough enough? As somebody who is an introvert and also neurodiverse, I've never really understood this constant need to overwork myself to chase something. That to me is just, it's always ended in burnout, and I spent the majority of my 20s trying to play catch up with everyone else, trying to do what they did and trying to strive for what they strove for. But all that did was make me extremely anxious, very depressed, and I got to a point where I was absolutely burnt out and I just couldn't do it anymore. I had to reflect and actually ask myself, what was it I actually wanted? And what would actually make me happy in life? And after doing all that soul searching, I realised ambition can be very overrated. I've always been told I was too quiet or too shy, or I wasn't aiming high enough, or I always felt like I had to compete with other people, but the competition didn't make any sense to me. I didn't know why I was competing with people, because to me it didn't mean anything. It was just, I guess masking to kind of blend in with everyone else and not stand out. It just felt like I was pretending to be someone else, chasing this thing that I didn't even care about. So I was working all this time, making money, and but I didn't know what I was doing it for. I had enough money. I worked enough to be able to, live frugally and content, very content, very happy, very... I didn't need excess. I wasn't constantly chasing the next big thing. I was just happy with what I had. And, if I needed, as we all do, you need money to survive. If I need more money, I'd just go out and get, a side hustle or something part-time just to keep that income, coming in enough to be able to, support my frugal and down-to-earth lifestyle. I didn't need excess. And I never understood when people would, call me lazy or call me... not ambitious enough, and it started getting to me, and I just started questioning, why do they feel the need to project that onto me? And I realised it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with how they are viewing themselves and how they show up in society and the expectations they place on themselves. As soon as I realised that, I was able to accept myself more and realise that I'm genuinely quite a happy person. I never used to be, when I was constantly burning myself out for reasons I can't even explain why I was doing it, just to fit in with people. And, when people ask you, what do you do? And it's the first question people ask. It's what do you do? And, I'd have to show up to events and just be like, oh, at the moment, I'm just living off savings and passive income, and, I'm very happy. And they just couldn't understand that. It's well, yeah, but what are you working towards? What's, what career do you want to be in? And it's all these questions where it's it's trying to explain to people that that's not how my brain works. I don't understand it. I genuinely never have. And maybe that's because of my upbringing as well. My family are very creative types, musicians, and the emphasis of, I guess, hard work wasn't really instilled in my family. It was more so, find something you're passionate about and go after that and put all your energy into the thing you're passionate about, which was a very good message to have. growing up, but in society that's seen as wrong. Like, that's not what is expected. What's expected is you work incredibly hard, and you get a couple of holidays a year, and you just work your ass off to buy the bigger house, more things, like just upgrade. And it just, to me, just seems like a scam. You're working till you're, what, 65, 70, and then oftentimes, there are health issues that come after that age. You can't fully enjoy the wealth you've built up over that time because now there's all these issues that are going wrong. The youthful years of your life you've just spent accumulating for this future retirement, and it just seems like you just get a couple of years to enjoy that. I never understood that, and being told that all the time, that was the expectation, that was the standard, I just questioned it, and I just felt almost wrong for questioning it. It just didn't make sense to me though, and it still doesn't make sense to me. And it can be hurtful when people go, you're not ambitious enough, and it's just like, well, I'm content. Like, that is my baseline, is contentment. I'm a very content person. I don't need more things. I don't need more stuff. I don't even need more money. I need what I need, and anything over that is just an excess, and I don't necessarily need that. It's not a view that society values. That's not at all. It's just more so you need to keep chasing something. You're constantly in just a run towards something state. You can't just sit still and be happy with what you have, and that to me is just never sit right. And every time someone has said to me, you need to be more ambitious, you need to be doing this, I look at them and go, but you're not happy. And they're not. They're incredibly stressed. They're often depressed, overworked, and constantly needing something to fill in any spare time, because spare time to them is unproductive, and that's being lazy, and they can't have that time to themselves because they have to always be bettering and improving, and just, it's exhausting. It's exhausting to watch them and exhausting to be around them, because you're being judged for your contentment. They can't understand why you wouldn't be in constant motion chasing something. But if you already are content with what you have, and you're happy with that, and you're happy with your place in life, like, I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, of course it's always good to have something that you're looking forward to, something that you're working towards, but are you passionate about it? Is it something that's actually intrinsically meaningful and valuable to you, or is it just going with the motions and just doing what the Joneses are doing? You know what I mean? Like, it's when you actually stop and question everything, you realize a lot of things don't make sense in today's society. I don't want to work a 9 to 5 for the next 35 years. Like, that to me is, what's the point? I have what I need right now, and of course, like, I'll supplement that from time to time when I need to, and I need to, and it's this whole thing of like leisure and downtime is something that you have to earn. You have to earn time to recoup and recharge, and that's wrong. Like, that should be like massively prioritized. Downtime is so needed. Recharge time is needed. You need to be able to do like leisurely things that you enjoy and that make you feel whole and like warm inside and just happy, because that will then give you the energy and the motivation to go back out there and face each day with a more positive attitude. If you're constantly burning the candle at both ends, like, where the hell are you meant to go from that point? You're just going to get sick, you're going to get tired, you're going to get depressed, stressed, real relationships will suffer, you will suffer. It's just, it doesn't end. And it makes me so sad to see people who are just, they've accepted that that's their lot in life, and they have to keep doing this to impress everyone else around them. It seems to not matter to them their own quality time, their own doing things that they actually enjoy and bring them like peace. That's not prioritized. What's prioritized is hard work, chasing the next big thing, earning more money. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Like, your health, your mental health, your physical health, that should be prioritized above pretty much everything, in my honest opinion, because you cannot pour from an empty vessel. And so many people are running around as empty vessels and just trying to pour more and more of themselves, but there's nothing to pour. Like it, and you know, things are getting half-assed, things are not getting done properly because they don't have the energy. They don't have the time or the energy to be able to accomplish all these things that they are so ambitious and driven towards, but they don't know why. Now, of course, if you're ambitious towards something that's actually meaningful to you, and you know, there's meaning in that for you. Absolutely, I'm not saying ambition is wrong in any sense, but the way society tries to frame ambition as material and, you know, bigger houses, nicer cars, more things, I don't get that. I really don't get that, and I don't want to play that game. I don't know. It's very hard not to take the criticism on board and people's expectations and judgments. And oftentimes introverts are people who are a lot more self-reflective, and they will kind of be happier with their own company and not, like, we have a lower energy threshold of being around people, being in constant motion. We get more drained by that than, say, extroverts who thrive on that hustle and bustle a lot more than we do. So to me, like, contentment is, like, I don't know, people think that's boring or something, like we should be constantly chasing happiness, but that's just it. Happiness is just this far off concept. It's like not really, happiness comes and goes. Happiness is not a permanent state. Contentment can be a permanent state. That is what I would say would be my baseline emotion, is just contentment, finding the small things to be thankful for, the small things to appreciate, and not constantly going, well, I want the next big thing, I want more, I want this, because that's not contentment. That's going to keep you in a state of just, not, everything is never going to be enough. You need to be content with what's right in front of you and really take that in and enjoy it, because you need a lot less than you think to be happy. And we're constantly chasing happiness, and I don't think that that's realistic. We're chasing more, we're chasing excess, we're chasing ambition, we're just chasing our own tails. Honestly, it's not sustainable. And society is telling us ambition is sustainable. Constantly chasing something, constantly, not sustainable. You will get burnt out no matter who you are, and it will eventually start affecting you. So at nearly 30, I am what many would say a boring person and lacking ambition in many areas. And you know what? I am okay with that. I am okay to be a boring person, because I am truly content with what's right in front of me and what I have and my place in life. This makes me happy. Like, I don't need all this excess, and I don't need to be constantly in motion chasing things. Of course, don't stay stuck. That is not what I'm saying in the slightest. Have things that you are working towards that have meaning for you, but don't burn yourself out chasing this thing society tells you you need. Sit with it and find out what actually makes you happy and content. Thank you so much for watching. It's a little bit of a random video, but it is just something I wanted to talk about, and that's been on my mind for a while, so yeah. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!